be pumping on the grind. If it's LJ from Houston, pulling up stats, you'll be pulling in stacks, hitting bookies from the back with no Vaseline. I need green and upsea quantities for a fiend, save the dreams for a king. This is H-Town, home of the lean. Astros is the team, and we rock it. Texans for life, you can't stop it. Together like brothers and bets and jets.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your guy, LJ from H-Town, back again. Week 9 of this NFL season, man. It's going by pretty fast. You know, I love this part of the year. You know, football season is one of the best things that we can enjoy during these holidays, man. So we already at week 9, and as I do every single week, I give you my best prop bets of the day. Dive it in, see if we can find some money, ladies and gentlemen. So I think I have 7 prop bets that I'm going to give y'all today. So we're going to start off early. Let's start off in this Germany game. We have the Miami Dolphins taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are coming off a loss, and Tyreek Hill is playing his old team today. So, of course, it's only right that we take Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown plus 123 to parlay it with Tua's over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is because Tua, he's had 7 touchdown passes in his last 3 games, 2+ touchdowns 3 out of the last 4, 2+ touchdowns 5 out of his last 8. Now, Tyreek Hill, touchdown in 4 straight games. He's had a touchdown 7 out of his 8 games so far this year. So we already know that the juice was going to be high with Tyreek Hill. I think it's like at minus 190 or something. I forgot what it was when I looked it up. But if I think Tyreek Hill is going to get a touchdown versus his old team, I believe Tua is going to get 2+ touchdowns because that's pretty much what he's averaging on the season. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Miami's going to try to keep up with Kansas City today. Kansas City, like I said, Patrick Mahomes was coming off the flu last week. So I think he's going to bounce back today. And I think they want to make a statement versus their old player in Tyreek Hill. You know, this is going to be a chess match for the ages, in my opinion. And Kansas City plays well overseas. I think their last couple of games, they've won these games. So Miami may be in a little trouble. And like if you take Miami away from, you know, their home stadium, they don't play as well as they do at home. So I'm looking for Kansas City to bounce back today. I am on them, you know, with the spread. I think it's -2 right now. But as far as the props, we're going to take Tua over 1.5 passing touchdowns plus Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown. That gives you a +123. Now, let's move over to this game, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Seattle Seahawks going out to Baltimore to take on these Ravens. And we're going to look at Geno Smith over 33.5 pass attempts, -136. And the reason why we're doing that is because Geno Smith has hit this number 2 out of his last 3 games. He's hit this number 4 out of his last 6 games. He's averaging 34 pass attempts on the road, averaging 37 pass attempts his last 2 games. Now, Baltimore's defense, we know they have a great rush defense. They're top 10 in rush defense. So one of the reasons why is because they allow a lot of pass attempts because you have to pass the ball on Baltimore's defense. If you try to run the ball, I don't think you're going to be very successful. So in order for you to do that, you're going to have to pass the ball a lot. And Baltimore allows 38.5 pass attempts a game. And they're allowing 47 pass attempts at home on the season. So these quarterbacks are having to work versus his defense at Baltimore at home. So if I believe that Geno Smith is going to have to come out here, and if he's going to attempt to try to win this game, you know, it's going to be tough because I think Baltimore shut down that run game of Kenneth Walker, you know, on Seattle's side. And I think they're going to make Geno Smith beat them through the air. So if Geno Smith is going to have to beat them through the air, he's going to have to put up a lot of passes. Now, Baltimore, or Geno played Cleveland. Cleveland's top 10 in rush defense. He had 37 pass attempts. He played Detroit, who's number 2 in rush defense. He had 41 pass attempts. So Baltimore, top 10 rush defense, like I just said. So I believe that Geno Smith is going to have to pass the ball today. So we're going to take Geno Smith over 33.5 pass attempts, -136. Let's move over to this game, ladies and gentlemen. We have We have the Chicago Bears going on the road to take on these New Orleans Saints. And when the Saints are at home, they're very comfortable. And we're going to take a shot on Alvin Kamara over 39.5 receiving yards, minus 130. And the reason why we're doing this, ladies and gentlemen, because he's hit this number in 3 straight games: 36, 91, and 51. But he's at 39, so he has to get 40. So he hasn't hit it last 2 games, I'm sorry. Averaging 8 receptions on the year a game, which is leading that team. Averaging 45.5 receiving yards, which is number 1 out of running backs in the league. So, and the Bears, they've given up a lot of receiving yards to the running back position. Austin Eckler last week had 94, and he had a touchdown. Gibbs for Washington had 64 yards receiving, and they gave up another touchdown to a running back at 86. Alvin Jones, I believe the first game of the season that they played the Packers. So I believe Alvin Kamara is going to get this prop. I think this is a pretty stellar matchup. He's the best pass catching running back in the league. I just mentioned the Bears give up the 3rd most receptions and the most receiving yards in the league to opposing running backs. And Kamara has finished with at least 36 receiving yards in each of his last 3 games. So I was right about that. So in each of his last 3 games. So I believe that Derek Carr is going to be looking at him a lot. He's one of his best targets coming out the backfield. So the Saints, I believe, will take care of business today versus the Bears. And Alvin Kamara should have that over 39.5 receiving yards, minus 130. Now let's go over to this game, ladies and gentlemen. We have right here, we have the Giants, the New York Giants, going out to Las Vegas to take on these Raiders. Raiders fired their coach and their GM. So I don't know what to expect from the players today. It may be a sense of rejuvenation, and they may come out and be inspired to win this game, or they still may have the same troubles that they were having with Josh McDaniels. I mean, you never know. But I'm going to take a shot on Saquon Barkley, anytime touchdown, plus 100. And the reason why I'm doing that, ladies and gentlemen, is because the Raiders defense has allowed 6 rushing touchdowns to the running back in their last 4 games. Now, I was looking at his rushing yards. I think they have it at over 77.5 rush yards. He's hit that 3 straight games as well. The Raiders defense allows the 3rd most rushing yards to running backs. But like I just said, I don't know how they're going to respond today. Different atmosphere in the locker room. The coach is gone. So a lot of these players may want to be inspired to play today. They got Damian Pierce as the interim coach. And he's a player's coach. He played with Washington. He played with a couple teams. So these players might respond to him. They like to respond to players that actually played the game and know what systems and know what to look for. So they may be inspired today, and I wouldn't be mad at Josh Jacobs anytime touchdown as well. I'm not making it official, but that's just some honorable mention to throw out there. Both of these running backs can get a touchdown in this game, but I'm going to take Saquon simply because of the consistency that he's been putting up his last 3 games and the fact that the Raiders allow 6 rushing touchdowns in their last 4 games to the running back. So I'm going to take a shot on Saquon Barkley, anytime touchdown, over the Raiders today, plus 100. Let's get to this game, ladies and gentlemen. My home team. You see where I'm at right now. Out here at NRG Stadium. Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming down to H-Town to take on these Houston Texans. And full disclosure, I'm expecting the Texans to win the game. But I may just take a shot on the under because I believe both teams are going to be under that threshold of 20 points because the Houston's defense has only allowed 16 points in the last 3 games. And for that reason, I'm going to take a shot. This is a long shot. We're going to take C.J. Stroud, anytime touchdown, plus 550. And the reason why we're taking this, ladies and gentlemen, is because C.J. Stroud, he had a rushing touchdown the last game in Carolina. And the Bucs have allowed 4 mobile quarterbacks to score a touchdown on them this year. They allowed Josh Allen to get a touchdown, Desmond Ridder to get a touchdown, Jalen Hurts, I believe, got a touchdown, and Justin Fields had a rushing touchdown. So all four of those quarterbacks are mobile, and I believe that C.J. Stroud is mobile enough to get into the end zone, especially if they get into the red zone, because the Bucs have allowed the opposing team 4 red zone attempts a game in their last 3 games. So they're getting into the red zone versus the Bucs. So if Houston could get into the red zone instead of kicking a field goal, I believe C.J. Stroud will make an effort to score, but he may get it on a passing touchdown. But I believe the fact that these mobile quarterbacks have scored on the Bucs defense when they get into the red zone, and C.J. Stroud had a rushing touchdown last week, I believe that he is going to be eyeing this to try to get some points for the Texans today, and he may rush inside for a touchdown. So let's might as well capitalize on this plus 550. I believe it's a good shot to take. So let's go with C.J. Stroud, anytime touchdown, plus 550. Let's move over to this game. We have the Arizona Cardinals going out to the Cleveland Browns to take on these Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson is back in the lineup, but I don't know how much it's going to make a difference. He's still dealing with a severe rotator cuff, so it's going to be hard for him to throw. But I believe they're going to lean on the run game today. The Cardinals are very vulnerable when it comes to the run, and Cleveland is very, very, very potent when it comes to their run defense. So they have Kareem Hunt back there. So I'm taking Kareem Hunt, anytime touchdown, plus 110. And the reason why we're doing that is because the Cardinals have allowed the running back to score a touchdown 3 out of the last 5 games. And they're ranked 25th in rush defense, allowing 144 yards rushing in their last 3 games. So if I believe Cleveland is going to control that run game today, control that line of scrimmage, time of possession, keep the Cardinals limited on their possession, they're dealing with another quarterback as well because they just traded to Dobbs. So either Kyler Murray is going to start today or their third string is going to start today. Most likely their third string is going to start. I don't know. They may start Kyler Murray. They may surprise us, but I don't know. I haven't looked at anything as far as any news today on NFL. But if I believe that Kareem Hunt is going to be running that ball today on the Cardinals defense, and not to mention he has scored in 3 consecutive games, and last week tied the season high mark for touches with 15. So Cleveland has the top-ranked run attack in the NFL, so it stands to reason Hunt should get some opportunities near the goal line. And this is a pretty strong overlay for him to find the end zone again. So we have Kareem Hunt, anytime touchdown, plus 110 over the Arizona Cardinals. Let's get to this game, ladies and gentlemen. Good game right here. Great game right here. Great divisional game right here, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Dallas Cowboys going down to the Philadelphia Eagles to take on these high-powered Eagles, man. Great division game right here. I believe the Eagles win the game. I am on them -3. And if I believe the Eagles are going to win this game, we might as well go to the hottest player on the Eagles team right now. Ladies and gentlemen, A.J. Brown, over 83.5 receiving yards, -130. I believe this is too low because he has crushed this number in 6 straight games, averaging 117 yards, 113 yards at home, number 1 receiving yards in division games at 152. So I don't see how the Cowboys are going to slow him down today, especially at home. Will the Eagles play their best at home? Now, the Eagles have scored 30-plus points in all 3 home games. The Cowboys have only scored an average of 15 points their last 3 road games. So, big discrepancy there. I believe Dak Prescott is going to be in a lot of trouble. That pass rush coming with the Eagles, you know, they got Jalen Carter, you got Hassan Reddick, got a lot of those boys out there. I think the secondary will hold down CeeDee Lamb, and they're going to make Dak Prescott work today. Now, Dak Prescott may have to throw a lot of passes today, but I'm going to stay off his prop. I don't like to jump on a lot in one game. But I'm going to take the consistency of A.J. Brown over 83.5 receiving yards because he's crushed this number in 6 straight games. Now, if you want to get a bonus, I have Jalen Hurts, 2 touchdown passes, Eagles to win at plus 166. because Jalen Hurts is averaging 2+ touchdowns on the year. And like I mentioned, at home, I think he has 2+ touchdowns as well. So for that reason, we're going to sprinkle on that one as well. If you want to take a shot on that, I'm not making it official for the show, but if you want to sprinkle that, just Jalen Hurts, over 1.5 touchdown passes, plus the Eagles to win, and plus 166. But we are definitely taking A.J. Brown over 83.5 receiving yards, minus 130. Shout out to the chat. Who we got in the chat today? Jay Peasy, top of the morning, my guy. We're going to get this money. You know, it's Sunday football, so you know what it is, man. We got to get this money today, man. So, yeah, I believe those are all the props that I have for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just do a little quick recap right here. We have the Germany game. Tua Tagovailoa, over 1.5 touchdown passes, plus Tyreek Hill, anytime touchdown, plus 123. We have Geno Smith, over 33.5 pass attempts, minus 136. We have Alvin Kamara, over 39.5 receiving yards, minus 130. We have Saquon Barkley, anytime touchdown, plus 100. We have Kareem Hunt, anytime touchdown, plus 110. We have A.J. Brown, over 83.5 receiving yards, minus 130. And last but not least, we have our long shot prop today, C.J. Stroud, anytime touchdown, plus 550 on the Tampa Bay Bucks today, down here in H-Town, Texas. So thank y'all for joining me this morning. We got another shout out in the chat. We got Janice Francis. Good morning, LJ. Are you taking the Giants game under this week? You know what? I'm going to take the first half under. Just because both these teams are at the bottom scoring in the first half, Janice, I'm not going to mess with the full game because, you know, one of these teams, probably the Raiders, can go into halftime, make some adjustments, and make that total go over. But I believe in the first half, they're going to feel each other out. And I'm just going to take the first half under. I don't know what the number is. You can look it up. But I'm definitely going to take the first half under for the Giants and Raiders game today. So shout out to everybody this morning, man. Like I said, it's top of the morning. We getting it in. You know, get this money this morning. 7 props that I just threw out to you today. Threw some couple of honorable mentions as well. So thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully we can get some money today on this NFL Week 9 slate. So until then, y'all can catch me on Wham Talk. We're going to go live probably in another hour or so. We're going to talk about some games, break down some plays as well. So go over to Who Bangin' Sports Talk on YouTube. Trot Wham Talk today. We're doing Sunday NFL bets, sides. We're talking about all what we like today. So, and definitely tune in. You know, every week I do my props on Sunday. I didn't do week 9 picks this week because I was at the Rockets game on Wednesday. So now that the NBA has started, I have a lot of less time that I can do these shows because I'm out covering the Rockets at the games, you know, stuff like that. So, but when I have time, definitely I'm going to jump on and find my people some money. Thanks for y'all tuning in. You know, always much love. So hopefully we can get some money today and cash for sure. As my slogan say, let's cash. So like I said, go over to YouTube. Who Bangin' Sports, Wham Talk. We about to jump on and talk about these games today. So until next time, RaWordzPodcast, LJ from H-Town, and I will see y'all next week.
Yeah, R-A-W, words being served, no concern and no trouble to get that dough. Money on my mind, if it's money all the time, we be pumping on the grind. If it's LJ from Houston, pulling up stats, you'll be pulling in stacks, hitting bookies from the back with no Vaseline. I need green and up cheap quantities for a fiend, save the dreams for a king. This is H-Town, home of the lean. Astros is the team and we rock it. Texans for life, you can't stop it. Together like brothers and vets, inject cash in your pockets.